is Don't Kill Your Date and Other Cooking Tips. This is a dating panel. It's about dating, it's about food, it's about adventure, it's about travel, it's about fun, it's about silliness, and it's about being the best you can be. All that kind of crap. Now, who here doesn't have a clue who I am? Lying. You're lying. Well, okay, in the anime world, you know me as best as Shinji in Evangelion. Now here's the funny part. Shinji from Evangelion, a feminine little girly boy who saves the world with a biomechanical robot, is going to talk to you about dating. That's some weird crap. But it's very interesting. Now the thing about this panel, I started this a long time ago, and I've been doing this to cons all over the world. I've spoken in front of thousands of people and gotten a lot of good responses. Has anybody here been to this panel at another convention? Oh, you have. Hi, Garrett. How'd you like it? All right. Oh, you've been there too?
South Florida.
South Florida. Which one was that?
I think Anime Supercon.
Anime Supercon. My Lord, that was a long time ago. I don't think I was even doing it back then, was I?
I think so.
I did What Happens at the Con Stays at the Con, I
I
think.
know you've done that one, but I think I've seen this one. Either that or you've told the story before.
I know I've told a couple of stories, and I'm going to tell you some fun stories, don't get me wrong. I do that. I've done stuff. I don't mind sharing. Well, I'm not going to share all of it with you. So, this all started out, oddly enough, are there any foodies here tonight? Because if you're a foodie, you're going to love this panel. I'm going to tell you some of this stuff. Are there any adventurers? You want to get out and do stuff, see the world, do crazy stuff, and not get arrested? Too much. Excellent. And this panel is for you. Do you like sex? Yes. Who the hell did not raise up their hand? You lying bastards. I don't like it at all. We're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about everything. This panel goes by what you guide me to. There are certain things that are structured. Since we are filming this for the YouTube channel, I'll tell you more about that later on. But I will be covering topics I'm going to try about 5 minutes of each to make sure they're really clear and solid. So if you are not over 18, just strap yourselves in double. Here's what DKYD is. Don't Kill Your Date and Other Cooking Tips. Comes from a cookbook that I had been trying to write for a long damn time. But it's evolved into an entire developing industry that we have in the self-help categories and food. There's, just so you know my credentials a little bit, I have now, who here knows who Neil Strauss is? He wrote The Game, fantastic. He's had 7 #1 New York Times bestsellers. I just read his latest one, Emergency. Highly recommend it, it's fantastic. I've written for him, written several blogs for his blog. I've written for Carlos Zuma. Anybody know Carlos Zuma? Carlos Zuma, I write for him. I may be interviewing him soon, actually. Let's see, I have now been quoted in USA Today. I've written for CNN. I write travel and food blogs as well, and I'm expanding on all of that. So if you're interested in that kind of crap, then excellent! DKYD is for you. The other thing I was going to tell you about this is that the title, Don't Kill Your Date, comes from the fact that I was dating this beautiful Norwegian girl back in college. Not Miss Norway here, but, oh, by the way, this is my fiance, Kim. One year ago today, I asked her to marry me. She said yes. And she is also Miss Norway from the Queen of the Universe pageant in Hollywood, California. Thank you very much. So she's quite amazing. So ladies and gentlemen, I give you proof. I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so the title came from, I started learning how to cook, mainly for this woman, and she was wonderful and all that, so I started cooking, and one night we're having dinner, it's candle lights, and everything's great, and she gets this look on her face, like, and I'm like, what? Like, mime? Is this new? Like, what are we doing? And she goes and she runs and spits it out, she goes, were there peas in that? No. Good, because that would have killed me. Would have been good to know before I cooked for you. So therefore, don't kill your date. And other cooking tips. So, want to talk about throughout all of this is about being a better man. This is geared towards men, ladies, but we love your input, and believe me, you'll get it. But it's designed for men. It's about, I've gone through pickup and self-help and all kinds of dating and business and all of that. Plus, I did a lot of field testing. It was fun. It was enjoyable. But why I'm doing this is because I saw originally, a long time ago, I saw the need for this. And I was watching people give other people advice on how to talk to girls and how to treat women. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? That's ridiculous. One, you look like a wuss bag. And two, you're being a dick. You don't need to be any one of those things. You just need to be yourself, but the best version of yourself you can be. And I'll get to that in a little while. One of the other reasons why I really do this is a personal, goal of mine, is to not have any of you have to go through what I did. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be really very honest with you. I was in a 13-year relationship. I was married for about 7 years of that. And I went through a horrible divorce. She ended up cheating with my best friend, my best pal. They're now married and have kids. Good for them. But it was not just painful, it was excruciating. It was devastating. I also had a business with her. So I lost a lot of real estate. I lost my home. I lost everyone I knew from his family, her family. All my family had recently passed away for the most part. And I lost my 3 dogs. That was the hardest part. Nacho, fajita, and burrito.
Were they Chihuahuas?
No, I had a cat named Tequila for a while. So that is a real deal happening. That is not just a blow to your ego, that's a blow to your soul. I know a lot of you have gone through something very, very bad, similar to that, heartbreaks, bad things have happened to you. We all have that, and we all have to fight through that. And I'm going to talk to you about how to work through that. I just wrote an article about that recently too, about getting over a breakup and moving ahead, using it to your advantage. But if I can help any of you to not go through what I did, I win. And that makes me happy. And I've done this for people around the world, and they've come up to me and told me later, they said, man, you saved my marriage. One guy actually told me that. I was like, holy crap, that's awesome. It's really good, you know? And a lot of people have had good success after utilizing some of the techniques and stuff I'm going to talk about. But so we don't get bored, I'm going to start talking about a couple of adventure items first. All right? If you are a boring human being, stop it. No more boring. We're going to get you over that tonight. I'm going to tell you some different ways to do that. Because if you're boring, you're not sexy, right, ladies?
Right, yeah. True.
How many of you ladies find boring sexy? Wow, crickets. Didn't expect that. Yes, I did. Okay, I'm looking at my phone because I have notes here. I want to make sure I cover everything. Let's see. Relationship, pickup, how to add 2 inches. Okay, we'll talk about that. Oh, I know shit. A couple of guys are like... They weren't listening before, but they are now. You're going to have to stick around for that. Okay, let's see. Man, now that I look at our list, honey, this is overwhelming. I'm talking about adventure for a second. If you are boring, you can stop that. And there are very simple ways of doing that. Let's say, for example, I'm going to talk about Kaizen. Who knows what Kaizen is? It's Japanese, some of you might. No, Kaizen is constant and never-ending improvement. It is Japanese, and it is wonderful. Because in your life, you're going to be constantly and never-ending improving of yourself. For example, in my voiceover work, I'm always working on other voices. I'm driving down the street, and I'm doing different voices in my car, scaring the crap out of the people next to me. You know, I think I'm out of my mind, but then it's LA, everyone is, so it's fine. But you always want to keep bettering yourself. In business, you do the same thing, right? But most guys don't better themselves. We stop. And ladies, it's not that we don't like you or anything, we switch gears. Because when we are in that dating mode, we're in that wooing phase or whatever you call it, we're a certain way, right? We bring those flowers, we treat you nice, we talk to you sweet, we do all this stuff, and then, oh, we got you, and then things change, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Now here's the thing. Men naturally switch to a different phase at that point. They go from hunter-gatherers or stalkers, not stalking, but we go from hunters to providers. And we switch. And that's a switch that you don't really see coming because it's like, you're always improving, you're doing all these wonderful things, and then now you've got it, you're like, okay, now I've got to provide. Because men, we're already thinking family, we're thinking, the next step. So we've got to take care of you then, now we got you. We won, yes, you love us, yes, and we take it for granted and we don't mean to, but we do it all out of love. And guys, I know some of you are, I see some heads nodding back there, you're like, oh crap, I do that. I did. I totally did. We don't realize that. So you have to constantly be dating your wife, your girlfriend. Women are emotionally driven. Men are physically driven. We're different animals. And if anybody says we're not, you're an idiot. I love you with all my heart, I'm sure, but God bless your heart. Men and women are not the same. We don't think the same. Just try explaining shoes to a man. You can't. I know. I love you, honey. So it's one of those kind of things that you just have to keep working on yourself. I'll explain more about that later on. I'm kind of glossing over right now, just trying to get things moving and so we can get into it. I want you to raise up your hands if you have questions. Feel free to do that. I'm going to go whichever way you guys kind of send me.